Looking for a job that suits you is tough, right? When I was 17 and looking for a job, I didn't know where I wanted to work or where I even wanted to start. I was just kind of like, okay, everyone seems to have their life all situated in high school and I still don't have a job. So I decided to start looking. No one really looks at this, but the job that you enjoy as a teenager is the job that you will enjoy as an adult. One day I was walking in the mall with my friends and I saw Hollister, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go in here with them and see what I can do. I walked in there and a manager started talking to me, and then she handed me this card, which is a recruiting card. It has like their information and stuff on it. Basically what a recruiting card is kind of like recruiting someone that's pretty enough to work in the store. Sounds a little discriminatory, but we're not gonna get into that. Other than that, I felt really flattered because that meant that I was pretty enough to work there. Once I did the interview and got hired and started working, I had no idea what was supposed to go into this job. I just assumed, okay, I'm gonna stand around looking pretty like I expected. That's not what happened though. So they told me about the hoodies and how you're supposed to sell these because it's their top selling item. I didn't know that. It's a hoodie. Like, you wouldn't think it would be a top selling item. Well, every 10 minutes I had to refold the table about 100 times, so found out it's our top selling item. Other than that, there's a lot of customer service that goes into it. I like that part, walking around the store, talking to people, asking them how their day is, where they're from, you know, interacting with them, learning different languages. I like that part. So as I started working through this job and realizing after like a year and seeing all these different things that go into it, I didn't think that anything was gonna come out of the job. But I met this one customer and she told me that she was a pediatrician for 8 years. And I was like, oh my God, I'm in school to try to be a pediatric nurse. Tell me a little bit about it. And she was like, actually, this job that you have right now kind of ties in with the job that you're going to have in the future. I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, let me give you this paper, which has her email and her first and last name to her Facebook, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. So I started communicating with her and she told me everything, literally everything about the job. And she was like, this ties in with this and this ties in with this, and I was like, no way, that's crazy. End result of all this is that it's smart to find a job young because it really does tell you what kind of job you're gonna have in the future. I didn't really believe that until later on in the job, and when I started communicating with these people and realizing all the connections are just like fitting right in. It's crazy. But if you're not into retail, that probably means that you're not going to be into talking with a lot of customers and people, which is fine, because if everyone was into the exact same job, who would fulfill every single career out there?